Hey everybody, Kit here. Happy Monday and welcome back to Through the Veil, the Adam and Alice prequel story arc. And yeah, we are currently in the middle of seeing what the two elusive, mysterious Fate sisters are up to. We saw what Evangeline is up to last episode, and now we are going to be looking into the mysterious Felicity Fate. This might be a little bit of a long one. I do apologize. Buckle in. Hopefully you enjoy it. I had an utter blast playing and writing this. So, yeah. So as Evie tries to reach out to her sister, let's see what Felicity's response is. On the other side of Oasis Springs, it was proving to be a turbulent weather day. The forecast said it was going to be sunny. The deadly lightning arcing in the sky and the nearly overflowing creek said otherwise. This was the third time this week the weathermen had been wrong, and the 12th time just this season, and only for Oasis Springs. How could they get the weather prediction so awfully wrong? Some blamed faulty radar. Others said it was the weathermen playing nasty tricks on the desert citizens. But others, like Noelle Faust, knew the real reason for the temperamental weather conditions that occurred in Oasis Springs and even other locations. And it had nothing to do with technology. It was, of course, the other Fate sister. The less savory one. The one who went against the rules so carefully set to be followed by all casters. The one who the elders were constantly upset with. And the one who the mundanes whispered about when they thought no one was listening. I hear the woman living in that tower in the eastern side of the Oasis Springs is a witch. Can't be true, it's Buffalo Dunes. No, I seen it with my own eyes. She swore strange curses at the sky and it turned dark. She laughed as lightning chased us all off the street. She's a witch, I tell you. Oh. They didn't know just how right they were. Felicity Fate had been warned several times by several members of the supernatural community to tame her chaotic whims and fancies, to keep her casting to a minimum. She never seemed to care what anyone said or thought of her, least of all her twin sister. Noelle was not a fan. Felicity was going to get them all outed one day, possibly even burned. Dreadful girl. Didn't she know the risks? And in her basement, Felicity hummed as the wild throes of lightning and thunder warred in the sky. It was a wild, rampant beat that she could not steadily smush apples under her feet to. But that was quite all right. It was fun. Even when she fell. It was a new hobby. But she decided to give her making her own nectar a go. If simple-minded mundanes could do it, so could she. It was going to be the best nectar ever. Even if she might have to add some magic to the mix. Magic made everything better, after all. The first of what would hopefully be a thriving nectar line. Perhaps she might name it Divinity Apples. Yes, that had a nice ring to it. The situation with Felicity Fate was never, did she know? It was, how might it benefit her? Whether that would be in the moment, during that week, or in the following years. She was a wild spirit, not to be tied down. She flirted passionately with anyone she so desired. Her magic prowess made her alluring, infallible to most, even within the supernatural community. Romance was one of her main desires, and she strove for it on the daily, from anyone she could. East Oasis Springs was her home, her territory. There were to be no mangy mutts in her domain, raging or not. It just wouldn't do. It totally killed the vibe of her home. The elders always said to let the werewolves govern their own, to not meddle or get involved. Pish-posh is what Felicity thought of that. If a werewolf was on her street, threatening her peace, yeah, bullied to that, a little deliriate, would send him right home. Or, even better, send him to the west side of town. Her sister needed a little chaos in her day. This werewolf would fit that bill, surely. Then she would hear all about it later. It might even get the goody two-shoes Evie in trouble. She might actually have to do magic in public. Imagine that. Oh, run, little mundane. Run! It's a big bad doggy with a rather nasty flea infestation who forgot his bedside manners. Oh, you aren't running. How unfortunate. Or perhaps you like mangy mutts. Yes, run along, big bad werewolf. Don't forget, it's the West Tower you desire. Is he gone yet? Did anyone see that? I do not wish for a lecture today. I have a nails appointment. Did she really? No, of course not. There was not a spa anywhere. Yet. She did desire one. Perhaps that would have to become a reality. Magic solved many a problem. If she possessed it, then why not use it? That was one of the key differences between Felicity and her slightly younger twin sister, Evangeline. Felicity believed in using magic no matter the consequences. They were trifling, really. It just got in the way. Evangeline believed in towing the line of the elders and sages, cowing down to public pressure and only using magic for good. Good. How is not fulfilling one's own desires and pleasures good? Felicity lived by one rule. Life was short. Enjoy every last second of it. Time is not to be wasted, even if you had eternity. Eternity was terribly dull if you didn't enjoy yourself. Skin had to look beautiful, fresh, not a single wrinkle. Honey beer had to be brewed to perfection, with just the perfect amount of spices to yeast to honey ratio. The Penguin TV might just have to be upgraded soon, however. This was how Felicity saw life. She lived it to the fullest and didn't give a damn about good or evil. Some say she had a cold heart. And while that might be true, she just did what she wanted, when she wanted. If people perceived it as evil, so be it. But it was only when Evie contacted her twin sister that Felicity tended to go on the extreme. The sisters never saw eye to eye, ever. Felicity was just too in the moment, and Evangeline always seemed to take offense. All Felicity ever wanted to do was have fun. But what she found fun seemed to be what others did not. While Fel did love her baby sister, Evie was rather a buzzkill, and thus she had been cut off from Felicity's life for a long time. Felicity was done trying to see it her sister's way, and Evangeline could not bend her goody two-shoes way to come around to Felicity's way of thinking. Thus, buzzkill. Here, Felicity was having a lovely time, arguing and shoving at someone when someone tried to breach her inner mental wards. Someone who smelled of sugar and snapdragons, lilac shampoo, and felt a warm, inviting light. That could only be her twin sister. Felicity did not let her in. Evie did not let up. Felicity took a dirt nap. Evie was soon to follow. Both sisters were equally powerful, but it was rare that Evie was this stubborn. She pushed until she could no longer push, neither sister fully able to overcome the other. Blood dribbled down chins. Dirt naps were had. Instead of reaching out to her sister, Felicity spent her time recovering. She had several methods of recuperation, most of which involved alcohol and movies. She was truly a film and literature lover at heart. The honey brew was delicious. Perhaps she should sell it to others. Start her own nectary. She would just have to come up with a good name. A painting that looked like something farted rainbows and daisies. It must be because of her sister's meddling that Fel made something her sister would appreciate. Perhaps she could go for an illicit visit when her sister wasn't home. Dropping it off, doing some snooping, perhaps rearranging. And, of course, for the lovely gift she'd crafted with her own hands, take something for herself. An even exchange. Of course, Evie wasn't so easily swayed by her sister's impenetrable wards. She came over for a visit, but of course Felicity wasn't home. You might be wondering why Felicity doesn't just check in with her sister. After all, it has been some years since they had a heart-to-heart or even said hello to each other. The last time they saw each other was not a good time. A duel was had. Words were exchanged. And Evie said some things that she regretted to this day. Regret was not something Felicity ever felt. Life was too precious and bountiful to feel such negative emotions. So while her sister stewed in her own guilt and knocked on Fel's tower, the elusive sister was enjoying some romance at the romance festival. Everyone flocked to her like droves. But today, she had eyes for only one beautiful woman. One with glowing pink eyes and a mysterious fanged smile. One with such beauty that it made Felicity forget about her troublesome sister. The stars were beautiful, just like Carmela. But she could not quite get 100% into stargazing. Curiosity killed the cat, was the saying, and while Felicity was no cat, although she did want one, come to think of it, perhaps an adoption was soon in order. She wondered what was so important that her little twin would risk pain and her ire to attack her wards like that. Evangeline was not one to just go seeking trouble. She didn't find it fun like Fel did. So why? It was a new day. A beautiful, hot day in Oasis Springs. A little too beautiful, too peaceful. It needed a little chaotic spice. Ah, so much better. How wonderful a good lightning storm was. Everyone panicking, the thunder crashing. It was music to her ears. She had a date today. She needed a better distraction than that beautiful vampire. Something that would squash the tempting curiosity. Dealing with Evie was usually not worth the trouble that came along with it, and that was saying something. Felicity lived for trouble. She did not know his name. She didn't need to know. He was merely a means to an end. A little help in the romance department. A little magic of Cupid to help things along. An enchanted rose cinched the deal. Hook, line, and sinker. Whoever he was, Wyatt, or something, perhaps? He was a romantic. How adorable. Felicity could get behind that. For now. The two consummated their mutually beneficial date in a proper way, with bedsheets and floating hearts. He even joined in for dancing to warm up for round 2. Felicity's plan was simple: to have fun and enjoy herself. Hopefully enough that she forgot Evie entirely. He may not be good enough for that, but magic could solve a lot of problems. The next day she took Warden, Wyatt, whatever his name was, to a different locale. Oasis Springs was just too close. What better than the lively city of San Myshuno? But unfortunately, magic didn't quite solve everything. Whatever man was just not quite good enough to keep her interest. Perhaps meditation would send the pesky curiosity away? Oh, he even dressed like a townie. Oh dear. She might have to throw this one to the curb. Hopefully far enough away that he wouldn't wander back like a lost puppy. She had far too many of those already. Afterwards, she wandered around the city for a time, looking for distractions. Ah yes, a dog and a lowly caster she couldn't stand. Hey Fluffball, come here. Do you want a treat? And a little fun? Dogs were simple-minded creatures, not as sophisticated as cats. Easy to manipulate. What are you doing here? Aren't you on house arrest, Zolski? She didn't actually remember his name. Couldn't care to, really. Did she know he was on house arrest? Absolutely not. She just knew somebody was supposed to be, but who she couldn't recall. My name is Broward, and no, you stupid Fate, that's you, actually. You've missed your court hearings twice now. Eldermorn is going to be so happy when I tell him where you are to come collect. Oh, it's me. If there was one thing she cared less about than her sister, it was the elders and their dumb rules. But this Broward? Crowing over her like he won? Preposterous. It could not happen. Someone would just have to do something about him. Of course, Felicity was up for the challenge. But first, a drink. He ended up coming home with her, brain thoroughly scrambled, with not even the foggiest idea of who he was. It would be quite the mess to sort out later for someone else. And speaking of messes, Felicity and her familiar Elvira were on the same page. She would not seek her sister out. It just wouldn't look good in the Fate sister squabbles if Felicity looked like she cared. That would mean Evie won. And she hadn't. But if Evie continued to come around, Felicity would hear her out. Her little twin would just have to earn it. Felicity couldn't wait to see what her sister did next. Finally, some proper excitement. And, whew, oh my god, 20 minutes. I am so sorry, guys. That is going to be it for this episode. I will just do this outro really quick. Sorry for that being so long. Honestly, I had a lot of fun playing Felicity, and well, this really is Felicity. I mean, good, evil. Does she technically have that trait? Yes, she does. But she doesn't see it that way. And that's kind of fun, you know? Her she doesn't see the world black and white. It's how can she have fun in it? She doesn't see any color other than Felicity, and that's where she tends to get into a lot of trouble, but she likes trouble, mostly. Her sister does bring herself a decent amount of trouble, and just, you know. Anyway, so yeah. What is Evie going to do next? She's gonna have to earn her sister's listening ear, or at least an ear. I'm not sure it's gonna be listening, but yeah. But we will see what she does next week, guys. Again, happy Monday. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for a longer part. I do try to keep these under 15 minutes. That did not happen today. Oh well. To try to do better next time. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think of Felicity Fate. If you want to, that is. Alright, I'm gonna go now. So have a good one, guys. See y'all next time. Bye!